president said that Brittney mattered, that he would do everything in his power to bring her home, that he would not rest until she was home. And today she is on her way home.
Madam Keisha Lance Bottoms, Senior Advisor to President Biden. What kind of day is today?
Oh, April, you have been on campus. You are in and out of the White House all of the time. So you know when there's an energy shift. There was an energy shift today. I could feel it from the moment I stepped on campus around 7:15 this morning. And it has been a wonderful day, lots of smiles. And you know, the West Wing's a pretty quiet place. You heard an eruption of cheers this morning. It's been a great day and a long time coming. And there were so many people who didn't think that President Biden cared. And I hope that people will be as vocal in giving him kudos for bringing Brittney Griner home as people were when they were critical that he didn't care. And you know this, April, and so many people don't understand this, that you really do have to trust the process, especially when it comes to diplomatic relations. The president said that Brittney mattered, that he would do everything in his power to bring her home, that he would not rest until she was home. And today she is on her way home. We know that Paul Whelan is still detained. There are other Americans still unlawfully detained, and he will not rest until he can reunite them with their families. But today we're celebrating Brittney, and we need to give credit for the president for keeping his word once again.
You said a couple of things. You said trust the process. And Americans were hopeful. But the concern was, how do you trust a country and a leader that is untrustworthy, that the country has a very complicated relationship with? And then when they found Brittney Griner guilty in those series of hearings, even her wife couldn't watch the hearings, knowing that they did that to get leniency if they could. But at the end of the day, what does this do you believe, for the relationship with the United States and Russia, and for other countries watching what just happened?
I hope that it really is a reminder to all of us, April, that while it may not be at our front door or in our backyard, because people are concerned about those day-to-day things that impact their families, it really does impact us all. This is an African American woman who got up, went to work to do what so many people in our community and across the country do every day. Go do a job, make a living so that you can support your family. And she was unlawfully detained in a foreign country. And we talk a lot about democracy, and people don't always understand how important that is. This is an example of how important a democracy is, how important it is to have a judicial system that is truly fair. And it should matter not just at election time, but always, because if it's Brittney Griner who can be detained in a foreign country on these unlawful charges, a sham trial, and sentenced to 9 years in prison for having cartridges that were prescribed to her to treat physical pain, then it can certainly happen to anyone. But again, when you talk about international relations and the diplomatic process, the president said he was going to do everything that he could do. And even if we weren't hearing that, didn't mean that it wasn't happening behind closed doors. And what we see is that those discussions were happening, and they were happening at the highest level of government. And now she's on her way home.